It's BB Lolita, Cigar Saint Sister, and welcome to the first official YouTube channel, Cigar Saint Sister. We continue with Vlogoween, so hello, TAHDAH squad, and all other visitors and enthusiasts, welcome to the channel. For all new subscribers, I see you, and welcome to the TAHDAH squad. Turn on your notifications for when there will be new filming footage. We counted down, ladies and gentlemen, to Halloween. This has been so amazing. All of this doing Vlogoween on this channel, the first official YouTube channel, and on the second official YouTube channel, Cigar Saint Sister Live. Now, I just put up some footage, so make sure you go to the second official YouTube channel. That's right, you'll be bouncing back and forth. On the second official YouTube channel, my mother celebrated her birthday October 21st, and so it was dinner with BB and Mommy. And of course, I did because of Vlogoween. Are you having dinner with vampires with the red hair? Okay, but in the disclaimer, we're not vampires. Well, Mommy's not, but am I? You never know. Okay. So that was really cool. We ate at the Red Bone Alley in Florence, South Carolina, headed toward the beaches, and it was so cool. And so you get to see our entrees, you get to see the appetizers, and you get to see the desserts. It was so cool. Oh my gosh, that pound cake panini with the vanilla bean ice cream that I had for dessert was just out of this world. It was lovely. So make sure you go on the second official YouTube channel. You check out the dining experience, and then make sure you're going over and also check out the live stream from my paranormal adventures with Agnes de Glasgow. Agnes of Glasgow. That is such a bittersweet love story. She roams the forest, they say in folklore, and can't to be with him. So she smuggled herself and stowed away on a ship, crossing from Scotland to the Americas, got here, and then with different forms of communication on where her love would be, cross signals, mixed signals, no kind of signals. She heads to Camden and she treks there, or she rides there, or either or, and she goes through the woods. Getting there, she's never able to locate her love, and she becomes ill. Tragic. And so she is buried under the cloak of darkness, under the cover of darkness. That's what the sign reads. And so I went there with the paranormal adventures. I did not take my walkie-talkie for paranormal equipment. I just wanted to be very esoteric and just take the vibes. And it was quite a vibe. And then we rode through other sections of the graveyards that had like some just outstanding artistry of the stones. And then there were some cracked stones and stuff like that. But yeah, all of that is over on the second official YouTube channel. So make sure you check it out. And then on this channel here, I'm going to be breaking down a little bit later the case study of Agnes de Glasgow. But right now, we're going to be talking about 27, the number 27. The number 27, because I'm a 27 girl, 27 club, 27 vibes. Okay? So that's what we're going to talk about right here. I have some of my delicious LaCroix water, and this is in cranberry. Okay, so that's going to help keep my palate refreshed. It's so good, sparkling water. We may have some noise from outside traffic, but we're going to work through those vibes as well. And then so we're going to put on a little bit of music. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the 27 vibe right here for Vlogoween. I was born February 27th. The number 27 is just so important to me, and you break it down. So we're going to break down the number 27, and then we're going to also break down the 27 Club from my points of view and just go from there. So we're going to put on some music, and we're going to get some talking points in here as well. The number 27, if you're born on this month, whether it's from January all the way to December, and again, I'm born February 27th. As an intuitive muse, I always felt like the number 27 was just very, very significant. So we're going to talk about what is behind the mysterious and illustrious 27. Many times you are of leadership. and you are of the inspiring vibes. So you inspire a lot of people by the things that you do through your leadership, just through who you are as a person, and all of that. You are shining with your talents. It could be from music, it could be arts, it could be religion, it could be politics, but those under the 27th vibe are very creative souls, and this is born under. And you are open minded. I would have to say that is so true. And you try to be well versed in different aspects of life. You just love to consume the knowledge and just to know a lot. And I think that's true. And you can relate. You're a people person. You're more of a yin than the yang. And so you can relate to a lot of people from all walks of life. Not as judgmental as a lot of people. Very observant. And that is true for myself. And if you're born under the 27th visage, that could be you too. You do a lot of traveling. That is true. And you go through metamorphosis of changes. And I think that's very true. And you also have this need for being a humanitarian and showing humanitarian vibes. Even if it's not on a broad scale, then that would be on a scale of those who surround you and those you just kind of come in contact with. You do have a lot of feelings that you keep inside, internalized, and sometimes that's not the best because then there's a little suffrage from that. It could be from just a lot of stress, and then you have to decompress and de-stress. And then you can be very dramatic. I would have to say yes. And you also have this aristocratic flair and appearance about yourself. And then there are times where you are deeply frustrated because you're not getting the things that you want to get coming from whatever you have delved into as far as on a personal and professional vibe. And the biggest challenge for someone under 27 is forgiveness. I learned to accept some things as they are. Like, no matter how you shift the vibe, you need to accept it as it is. And then forgiveness can be very hard for someone under 27. And I can say that that's true. That's something like I would definitely have to work on in terms of forgiveness and, letting things go where you can move on and move forward and just keep going. Also, a lot of sacrifices will be made with those born under the visage of 27. And you need to make sure that you keep a lot of positive vibes that are happening your way. Balance is all about you when you put all the numbers together and break it down. 27, the 2, the 7, and then the 7 plus 2 is 9. And then this is where you get a lot of your balance, your strength, and your power when you break down the numbers of 27. You do attract money, you're service oriented, and you do a lot for other people. You do a lot and you give yourself a lot more than what you receive. Sometimes that can be a little bit of bitterness and resentment, but then that soon fades away because you have to get back to your own inner self and your own inner vibe. So just reading off certain words, I would have to say, yes, the 27 is pretty interesting. Now we're going to break down 27 even more so here. And let's talk about some of the things I thought was pretty interesting about 27. The number 27. Look at the hands. We can't see all the bones in our hands, but guess what? In the human hand, you have 27 bones. I did not know that. Did you know that? I did not know that. That's pretty amazing to me. And then check this out. The sun rotates on its axis at 27. You have the moon. It orbits the earth every 27 days. The sun rotates on the axis every 27 days. That's too cool. Okay. And in the book of Genesis, God created humans in the 27th verse. Ah. And this says, so God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he him. That's pretty interesting. And then the pressure of the earth at the core is at 27,000 tons per square. That's pretty amazing right there. And then the human skin cells regrow every 27 days. Okay. Cobalt blue pigment is commonly used in all paintings. Okay. So because of its extreme color stability, cobalt is the 27th element. That's wild. The average speed of a human, and we're grown folks here, ejaculation is 27 up to 28 miles per hour. And we're off to the races. Okay. And then a typical human body contains 7 times 10 atoms. That's 7 followed by 27 zeros. Okay. Like that is just like so wild here. Okay, and since it's Halloween, Vlogoween, Stephen King's It. He returns every 27 years to feast on little children before going into the slumber again. That's crazy. And in a game of American baseball, each team has 27 outs. 27 is a perfect cube. 3 times 3 times 3. Wow. Let me see if I can find another wow one here, because there's so many. Walt Disney invented Mickey Mouse in 1927 on a cross-country train trip from Los Angeles to New York. And then the 27 contains the smallest and largest single-digit prime number, 2 and 7. Mozart composed 27 piano concertos. The book of Revelation is the 27th and final book of the New Testament. Its author, St. John of Patmos, is celebrated each year on December 27th. So, that's interesting. I think 27 is definitely a gifted number. It's not right up there with like master numbers, because you also have master numbers when you think about it. But we're going to start cut lighting and smoking right here. This is my sugar skull coffin that I've used before. And we're going to break down a little bit more of the 27. Inside this coffin, I have the Asylum. Do we all need to go to the Asylum sometimes? Well, this is the Asylum 13. Okay? And this is in the Lancero stick. So as a cigar and tobacco aficionado, I'm going to start talking about the 27 Club right here, right now, lighting up the Asylum 13. I like talking about numbers. Now, this particular stick here, ladies and gentlemen, it has somewhat of what you call like a piggy tail, if you can look at that. So it can be a little tricky to cut because it's more like a flat-nosed piggy tail, or flat piggy tail. I shouldn't say flat-nosed piggy tail because the tail's in the back and the nose is in the front. Okay, you're getting a little too analytical. Alright, so that was a perfect little cut off there. And let me just show you. Like the piggy tail is gone. And then I would dry taste this to see how that draw is going to come in, and it's perfect. Taking a look at it again with the mouth being a little wet. It's an open draw. So I'm going to go ahead and light it, and we're going to talk about 27. The 27 Club. It is a lot of people that has joined that club. It's an infamous, and it's a famous club of artists, musicians, and actors, and even other well-knowns around the world have passed away at the age of 27. The 27 Club didn't really start taking traction until Kurt Cobain took his life with a shotgun, and then his mother, unquote, was saying, I just wish he did not join that club. That was one of the clubs I did not want him to join. And she was referring to how many other musicians, actors, and others in the art world, as well as other unknowns, of course, we got to speak upon them, have passed away at the age of 27. And it was lit beautifully, rotating it around the Asylum 13. I won't break down every name, but you have like from Amy Winehouse to Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, Jim Morrison, Brian, and some more. Just a lot of people who have passed away at the age of 27. The guy Landis who hung himself. I mean, it's just a lot of people. But I'm going to talk about the 27 in a way that will break down because I am of 27. These people were very talented. It is without a doubt. And I definitely believe in destiny. I believe in how the stars align as far as your talents and your gifts. Of course, in the realms of music and artists and stuff like that, there are, yes, a lot of enhancements that are passed around to a lot of people. And with those kind of enhancements, you can become very deep into Neptune. In astrology, Neptune comes in every last one of our zodiac signs and in our lives. Neptune is my ruling planet for Pisces. So a lot of us are used to dealing with Neptune. Neptune is that escape vibe. And a lot of artists, they tend to go that route because you, with an artist, you have so many things coming at you, so many things that you want to get out. And it gives you a breather, but also if you stay too long in its midst or it overcomes you, then you can get trapped in the trappings of it. It's a very dreamy type release from the day to day or whatever that you're going through. And for a lot of artists, that dreamy state, a lot of them want to stay right there in that because it's a safe place. But Neptune is not really safe. It's a moment of illusions. It's a moment of mystery. It enhances your dream state. It enhances your creativity. It enhances your peace. It enhances a laid back vibe. So then you have things that are attractive in that it compounds your addictive nature. So you if you're a compulsive person and or a compulsive person or not, everyone has their cravings. Everyone has their addictions. Addictions could be talking on the phone, gossiping. Addictions could be too much chocolate. Addictions could be too much drugs, too much alcohol, and all of that. So that dreamy state just keeps you right there. And some people, when they fall under that state, they just like to keep it there, even when Neptune moves out. They want to somehow hang on some way, somehow, to the allure of the Neptune. And a lot of artists, they hang on to that. Many times we look at people's death from suicide or death by misadventure. If you look at some of them in the 27 Club, you'll see the cause says misadventure. What is misadventure? That means that you really did something like maybe drugs, alcohol, or prescription pills if you were sick and you took too much of it and you really wanted to still continue living, but the combination of everything that was spiraling down, you know, you just went to your demise. I would have to say, if you look at everybody in the 27 Club, they achieved their dreams. They lived their dreams. They were able to create in what they wanted to do. And they left an impact that we are all still talking about today. Their music, their art, I mean, just things that they do. And somehow their deaths is sometimes overshadowed by the significance that they put here. I do feel that when you get to what you're doing, sometimes you transcend on. It may not be the way that we all fully understand, but then that's just what it is. But then what are we left with? Like, we're left with their artistry. We're left with something that is going to define them. Their legacies have been fulfilled. Could be, some people say, a little tainted, but a lot of their fans and admirers, and not the people who want to break down and just focus in on the demise, they still rock their music. They still rock the films. They still go and pay reverence at their graves if there are some. And it's just amazing. It's amazing how they live on through their works. So some people, they feel like, there's this saying, do I fade away or do I blaze out? And you have some people who's like, I just want to blaze out, forever young. And then you have some people who's like, fade away, that kind of thing. So the 27 Club, when you look at it, you could break it down to a sinister thing. For me, as a 27 chica born on the 27th, I just feel like it's more a transcending. When you look at the 2 and 27, that's adjoinment, alignment of someone else coming in from your singleness. We all come here born alone. Even with a twin, you still are your own being. I know a lot of twins, and I know that, yeah, they love the twin vibes. And my best girlfriend is a triplet. But most of them that I know personally, from a personal standpoint, they also want to be known as an individual. This is me. And a lot of times when you've been around twins, triplets, and stuff like that, everybody has their own individuality, and they love that. And they really love more of you focusing on them and not of the we vibe. So when you break down the 2, it's a enjoyment of, from aloneness to duality, of someone there who's going to be there for them, or the duality of your yin and your yang. And the number 9, when you break that down, 3 times 3 times 3, or 3 plus 3, I'm sorry, plus 3. And you have the 9, the whole unity thing and service and alignment. And then with the number 7, that number has great significance too. So I just feel like a lot of people, it's a positiveness coming from 27 when you look beyond the death. Like, they've traveled places that beyond their wildest dreams are of their dreams. They performed with people they created. I mean, take for example, like with Amy Winehouse, we saw her wanting to live, even through all of the things that she went through. And sometimes after everything that has been done with the body, the body and the soul just wants the release. Sometimes you get the release so you won't slide back. Everything that we know, she was progressive. She was on the brink of just moving away from those addictions. And then, who knows? Maybe she could have maybe slipped back. We would never know that. But then the soul is released before we could ever even see her go back to the downward spiral. But even through all of that, like when she was performing with different people, she was a perfectionist about her music, and she wanted to get things right, and she wanted to be right with all of that. And so, myself being a musician, a flutist, and also dating um, musicians along and along in my life, yeah, you have those addictions and stuff that come at you. You know, that's just a part of that scene. Either you're going to be on the scene of that or you're not. But the biggest thing is just the artistry of people like that. And sometimes you feel like, you know, if you ask a lot of artists, some artists, I guess you could say tragic artists, you know, a lot of us like to use that whole tragic thing, and I need to be in my space to create. I need alone time and all that stuff. When you talk to a lot of artists and stuff like that, I mean, sometimes you get people who say, I've just got to create because I'm just running out of time. Like, and sometimes they may not vocalize that to just the regular people, but just around their own circle and conversations. And I really feel like I need to get this out and this work out and everything because it's all about getting the work out because you just never know. I think that's a fear for a lot of people, especially on the creative side, that you want to get as much as your work out as possible because you just don't know. Now, some people they debunk the 27 Club vibe, but I think it's a testament with the whole group that's in there of 27 is just to really look at a positive light of their lives, no matter what the negative is that ended their life. Look at what they left behind. They left behind things that will go on through times for people to see and to inspire others. Because I put on the records of Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, Jim Morrison. Oh my God, his poetry was just beautiful and everlasting. And then of Amy Winehouse and just some more people. Kurt Cobain, um, he's a Pisces like myself. He was born February the 20th. Looking at some more people in the 27 Club. The names are just thankfully not in this, but it is a significant club. Would I say the curse of the 27th? No. I would definitely say the cautionary tale of the 27th. And the thing that you can get from that is that just when you're creating, live your truths, live your life, create, 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 because you never know the when, the where, and the how. And none of us really know that really on the not administering it ourselves. I love that Asylum 13 is very nice. Nice peppery notes, it's burning even. It's a beautiful stick. I think it's very fascinating to look at these things and to break them down and look at numbers and break them down. And even if you wasn't born on the 27th, look at the number that you were born on and take a look at that numerology and break that down and see exactly where that holds for you. What does that entail? And then look at your life and see if some of that applies to you. Because everything doesn't apply to everyone in the terms of astrology, astronomy. You look at the readings, and I always say you have free will. Don't be stuck to just the numbers, but just live your life freely and just take a look at those things and then when you have deep meditation and you go within yourself to go to your higher selves, because we all should be going to our higher selves, then we can illuminate even more. This is absolutely a beautiful stick. When I come back, we'll be in the quiet hour, and then I will discuss what is called the, let me get that right. We'll talk about some more things, those numbers of patterns of the classical compositions and where that falls to, because I think that's very, very interesting. It's a lot of things that people break down and they talk about, but the 27, it is a number of introspection, and it's definitely a number of enlightenment. And all of those people in the 27 Club, they are of enlightenment. They have illuminated and they have inspired a lot of people, and they help people with their music and with their arts and with their crafts even till now. So I think that deserves a round of applause of illumination. Absolutely. So, more to come. I thank you so much for locking in. The Asylum will continue to be smoked. And then look at the top of that. There's like a smoke coming out the top. Let's see. I would love to hear your thoughts on 27, but it's definitely a different angle to look at it. Again, I don't look at it as a curse. I look at it as enlightenment and a cautionary tale. So peace and love and light to everyone. Vlogoween continues on this channel and on the second official YouTube channel. I'm BB, Cigara Saint Sister, and I thank you so much for locking in. And be well and be happy. And if you're going out to some cool Halloween parties, like I am, make sure you're safe in all your surroundings, because that is going to be very important. You want to continue on after Halloween. This is the Asylum 13. I'm BB the 27th. It's kind of poetic type of way. But anyway, thank you so much for locking in. Stay of love and light, and more to come. Peace.